30. Indeed, greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another melting of more, if you will. I appreciate your presence. Let's get right into it, shall we? You know what? Before I start pouring myself water or rolling myself a joint, let's say something worth saying. There is going to be background noise, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. I don't fight about that anymore. Doesn't help. You are made from the very substance of overwhelming love and playfulness. You are made of the very substance of overflowing love and playfulness. So be the expression of life itself. Where in SA are you? I live in South Africa, around Mpumalanga/Limpopo area. I cycled today. That was nice. Cycling, Kavel. I'm keep saying it incorrectly. Kavel, cycling, dude. For some reason, I don't see you cycling. So it must have been like a little bit of a change in pace, if you will, right? Quite literally and figuratively. That was nice. I wrote too. So, like, I tuned in for a bunch of your poems today. But I don't know. Like, you read one that was 3 days old. But I don't know if you read any of the poems that you wrote today, dude. Poetry, man. Poetry is such a cool way of expression. And I feel at the moment I'm like a level 1 thug in the writing of poetry, you know. Those freaking Mafia games. I haven't played any of them, but you understand the leveling up, right? So I feel like level 1 thug versus Cable, who is like a level 100 poem boss. And I'm like just trying. I'm just little bit by little bit trying. Biker shorts and everything. No, I didn't. I wrote some live though. Yeah, you told me about them, but I missed the one as well. Gopo and Kristen. Oh, I'm so happy you friends are here. Do you think Zuma will actually go to prison? No, I don't think he will. He's supposed to. So, one of our presidents, at least our ex-presidents, has been sentenced to go to jail for like 15 months. But, yeah, corruption is rampant in our country. So we'll see. It would be nice. I mean, it's not nice that someone's going to jail, but this dude has like stolen millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from our country and from our people. Dude. Dude. We're Gopo waking up and seeing your cheery face is so nice. Oh, thank you. You really flatter me, friend. Now I have this, like, you know, if you've stacked this whole feeling up against me, now next time, if I'm not cheery and you show up, I'm gonna be self-conscious. I'm like, damn it. Now I'm not cheery while my Gopo shows up. You wanna step up, chicken? That rooster is looking at me funny. Thank you for the whole sub. I appreciate it. That is Mafia. Yeah, that's the game. Edmund says, hey Melt, I've been focused on creativity lately. How about yourself? I've been focused on... What have I been really focused upon, actually? Actually, vices. You know, interestingly enough, I've been focusing on vices. And how I feel about my own vices and what I think they mean for my particular life. Like, this is something weird that I listened to today. And I mean, like, don't read into it more than just what I'm trying to say, you know. So Alan Watts is going into this explaining of in a school there is this like extremely holy man, you know, and students come from all over the world to listen to this holy man speak. And then while they listen to this holy man speak, they start to notice that he smokes cigarettes every now and then, and he gets angry and will like shout at his students if they ask stupid questions. And he has a girlfriend on the side, you know. And the people leave. They lose their minds. They're like, nope, this person can't be spiritual. He smokes cigarettes, fornicates, uh, you know, gets angry at people. But then there is a group inside of this, group that says, no, 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 no. He's still as spiritual as we believed him to be. He just needs these vices, the cigarettes, the outburst of anger, the women, in order to keep himself grounded. In order for him to still stay on this plane of existence. And just that as a thought experiment was so interesting to me. Not so much the fact that I have vices in my life and I'm trying to compare myself to some holy man, but the fact that there could be, in the holiest of mindset, still an attachment to this world in order to actually stay here. If that makes any sense, right? If you reach a point of holiness like that, where you're considered the most holy man on the planet, and you still have vices, like, who am I to judge myself for having vices as well? I'm furthest from the holiest man on the planet. Like, the farthest thing. And yet, like, I understand the concept that was trying to be expressed and explained in that lecture, I guess. And it's fascinating. It really, really is fascinating to me, just thinking about these things in this way. So, going to see my fiance. I'm driving cross country back to my house in Washington with him. I'm so happy to hear that, Magopo. That sounds absolutely blissful, friend. Does he know that you're coming, or are you surprising him? Either way, I'm sure he's absolutely ecstatic to see you as well. Our ex-president will be in jail soon. Are you talking about South Africa's ex-president? When you say our ex-president, I hope so, friend. I mean, if anything, he does deserve it. Like, in the same breath, there is this not caring within inside of myself, because if I'm going to be attached in any way, or receive any necessarily satisfaction out of noticing or seeing that he gets prosecuted, then it's going to be another attachment, to a certain outcome. I'm going to be hopeful, but I'm not going to be hopeful for the greatest outcome. I'm going to be hopeful for a certain outcome. And that just causes suffering at the end of the day. So I'm a little bit indifferent, to be completely honest, about the fact that our ex-president might be going to jail. But I think it would be a deserved experience. Something necessary. I mean, will he learn anything? Probably not. He's probably gonna gain a bunch of new contacts in jail. Like, I wouldn't be even surprised if he comes out of jail more powerful, man. What strain are you smoking? I'm smoking on a CBD strain today, friend. Thank you for the lovely message, friend. You're so, so welcome. Thank you for sharing with me, Kristen. Corruption is rampant everywhere. Yeah, I know, unfortunately, Kevo. I know. It bothers me, friend. It bothers me that this corruption is going on, and, like, we normal people are, like, powerless to do anything about that. For how much longer? Something I said in the Discord server is, I believe they're digging themselves a grave, they're setting themselves up to get toppled, because we see our entire world being absolutely, now I need to filter all of the horrible words I want to say, wrecked by this virus, and people are, like, stuffing their pockets. A lot of people are stuffing their pockets of the money that's supposed to go to the people. And then when their pockets are stuffed and the money is gone, they make sure people know, so that there can be more money, sent their way, because the money is gone. But how's the money gone? Oh, it's just gone. But where did it go? Gone. No, I hear you're saying that the money is gone, but where did it go? It just kind of did the thing. You know how much money is lost? You want to know? Are you sitting down? I hope so. They've lost 38.4 billion of US dollars. Gone, just gone. Like, we can't find it, apparently. And when they realized that this money is gone, they were like, okay, don't worry, We're gonna do an investigation. We're gonna find out where this money went. You know who they employed to do the investigation? The government. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, man. Doesn't help to get angry about these things, though, does it? Again, like it's this weird. I want to be indifferent to these things, and at the same time, it enrages me. And I don't want to be enraged, so I want to be indifferent. But being indifferent towards this bullshit enrages me, so I don't want to be enraged. But oh man, human beings. Careful, how are you? Baguette, yes, Baguette. Are you near the career park? Not really, like kind of, like 300 kilometers away or something. You focus on destroying them cheeks, my dog. You focus on destroying them cheeks, my dog. I think my cheeks are fine. I don't want them destroyed. Not so cherry melt is very acceptable too. Don't be self-conscious. I'm just being playful, Magopo. I love you, friend. And I want you to know that Chao is here as well. What's up, guy who's always behind in chat? JK, how you doing, Mel? I mean, I'm literally 3 minutes behind, Chao. So you're not joking even, dude. How do we join your cult? And do you provide the babes? Big jiggle. No cult involved, friend. Unfortunately, I can't offer you, a spot in the membership, if you will. We don't do that here. But you are more than welcome to tune in for the live streams. Here we appreciate and accept each other. You get to share stuff with me, I share back with you, and this is the way, friend. Co-creating. What are you picking out of the weed? Are those seeds? No, friend. I'm not picking anything out of the weed. Fortunately, this weed is Sunsamela, mostly seedless. Like, I made sure all of my male plants were non-existent. I did get a few seeds, like maybe a seed per bud max, but that's not the point. I'm just picking like the little bud structures off because like my fingertips are already, you probably can't see that, already sticky, and I barely touch these buds. So if I kind of like use my fingers to jam them into the grinder, it gets kind of wrecked. Hey, Scarmelia, it's nice to see you as well. Ciao, says Edmund. Sorry to have met you before. Excuse my crappy memory. I mean, we're all living in the Arpanoverse, you know. We see each other sometimes. It's good to recognize and evaluate your vices. I don't think vices are inherently a bad thing, but can very quickly become negative if you let them take control of you. I agree completely, Edmund. And that's what I'm trying to become aware of as well. Like, I'm becoming aware that having vices, as you said, isn't necessarily something I should prosecute myself on or like feel like I'm, lacking in any way because of the things that I enjoy doing in this physical plane of existence. But at the same time, also being respectful of how I'm going to be practicing that energy, if you will. Yeah, it's good to be aware at the end of the day. It's always good to be aware. I do want to write down an intention on my little Garrick for us to what it is we're smoking for today. What have we been talking about? Mostly the freaking governments. Do I want to be spicy and write a riot on this freaking intention as an intention? Riot! Lose your minds! Because that's how I'm feeling. I'm really feeling like that, but I shouldn't. I should calm down. That's not the way. Uprising? You know what? I'm gonna write uprising. I feel uprising-ish. Please don't missile me. World governments. Uprising. Kunk. Our intention has been set. Heath Ledger? Yeah, I am Heath Ledger. How did you know, friend? Me, I am Heath Ledger. Yes, so. No worries, Fred. I'm not sure if I've introduced myself, but I loved and responded to your photos of your hikes on the Discord. Yeah, they were really great. Oh, right, I remember you now. What's up? There we go. I've been without him for 2 years besides trips. What? How does that, like, is it because of your jobs, Magopo? I'm so sorry to hear that. Being apart from your significant other for 2 years, apart from just like being able to see each other every now and then, that's hectic, you know. I'm so sorry that you have to go through that. But the fact that you're still together, I mean, it's great. Pub philosophy, I get basically, yeah, you can call it pub philosophy. Enjoying the time among friends. Hope things are going well with you. There we go. Same. I can relate 100%. I'm happy you feel me, Snoop Bears. Just mind blowing and disgusting. Such a joke. Oh yeah, the state of our world. Yeah. Hey, yay. Hello. 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 Oh, she's so dirty. Like I'm rolling a joint right now. You smell that? Hmm? You smell that? Hmm? It smells nice, huh? It smells nice, huh? I wish I could like do smell-o-vision with your friends. Ow! Ow! She's so curious about things. Now it's like, what's in this? What's in this hand? Hmm? Mine? This is mine? Mine to eat? No. You gonna let me roll? Take that as a yes. Oops, I dropped my $30 billion. Oopsie, oopsie daisy. Lost $30 billion. Oopsie. Like, I mean, I don't know where it is. Where did it go? How do you lose 38 billion US dollars? Like genuinely. Like genuinely. I would love to know. Okay. While she's distracted. She's curious about my cup of water. She's so curious about the weed as well. Like she wants to smell it. And she is right now. Huh? You curious about that plant? Uprising. Ooh, we have a spicy intention today. Very spicy. Yeah, it's called uprising. You know what an uprising is? It's when we human beings stop accepting the bullshit that's being thrusted upon us. How about that? How about that? Oops, I dropped such a joke. It's such a freaking joke, dude. This is more than half of the countries in the world. We're all in the same boat. Like, the thing that you're saying, you're just enraging me, friend. Like, it shouldn't be that way. The fact that this is happening all over the world should be a clear sign that there's something fucking wrong, There's something really wrong. The people that are, gonna be okay throughout COVID are like raiding the coffers of the people that really aren't okay during COVID. Uprising. Yeah. We rise up and we fight for what is right. Where's Lane? Lane! I need you to be angry at me. I need a metal song to like express the ways I'm feeling right now. We have Darcy here as well. Hey Melty, the rabbit hole never ends. Overcome adversity within, and the adversity without disappears. You're right, Darcy. Like, I'm not feeling adverse within myself. The real reason I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling right now is just because of the state of like people that are less fortunate. Like, I'm very fortunate to have parents that can take care of me right now. And like, my parents aren't extremely wealthy, but food fortunately isn't extremely expensive, and living on their property is going to be significantly cheaper than renting a place for myself. So I'm very blessed to be in the position I am right now. Like, jobless as I am, broke as I am, just to be able to have a place to live. People who can't, or like people that are losing their jobs, who can't afford to pay for the place that they live in, those are the people that need to be helped. If you have 38 billion US dollars, Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Thank you. Ah! I mean, That's the thing that bothers me, Darcy. Like, it's not the fact that there's adversity happening. It's just, oh! Little monster. Unfortunately, she's learning. She's listening these days. Makes me happy. It's just that, Like, I mean, I can continue going on, and these things can happen, and it won't affect me. But the fact that these things are happening, and they're happening on a scale that is not ruining lives, but you're gonna fall over. You're gonna fall over. You're gonna fall. Oh. Thank you. Ah! This dog, yo. Such a character. Currently packing up clothes, going to my grandmother's place, maybe toys for the kids too today. All that. Plus my crochet stuff is going. And my pets. I'm so happy to hear that you're starting your move. I'm so happy that you get to move in with your grandma as well. I think genuinely, Scarmelia, just you being able to spend some time with your grandma is going to be such a blessing. Like, we get to spend so little time with our grandparents, realistically. Like, genuinely, probably less than 2% of our entire lives we spend with our grandparents. I hope you get to spend some good time with your granny. Be indifferent, it's glorious. And no, I don't enjoy being indifferent, friend. It's insulting to all taxpayers, including individuals and small businesses, especially small businesses, friend. Like, our restaurants in our country has now been closed again. So, restaurants have refrigerators full of food. They have staff that they have to, employ. And then the country is just like, oh, wait, no more restaurants, Oh, you have a business? Oh, you bought a bunch of stock that cost you a bunch of money that you can only make your money back by selling that stock? Oh, you have employees? Oh, cool story, bro. We don't have money to help you. But you got 38 billion US dollars. Yeah. About that? Yeah, it's gone. It's just gone. Sorry about that, We know you're suffering and all, but whoopsie. You can buy some pretty nice female seeds if you wanted. Yeah, I know. Like, feminized seeds is a thing, but I don't mind growing it the normal way, if you will. Everything with intention, my friend. This is the way. This is the only way we're going to help ourselves, garner some sort of stability, clarity, sanity through all of this fucking chaos, yo. I'm so spicy today. I'm sorry, friends. I'm triggered. I'm getting triggered. My waiting list is currently 4 people long. 3 jellies and 1 cat bed. I'm so happy to hear that, Scarmelia. Like, Scarmelia has been looking for her hit product, if you will. Something that she can crochet that people would really want. And she made this, like, jellyfish for her boyfriend that, like, turned out really well. And people obviously saw that stream. And now they're ordering more from her. I'm so happy for you, friend. Hey, Merman is here with us. It's so happy to see you, friend. How are you, friend? Been a while. He was here yesterday as well. Hey, that's Mel. Thank you for melting here with me, Eric. I appreciate your presence. Luke, send my regards to your mom, friend. I hope that you're both well. Thank you for the tree hug. Thank you for the helpful Merman as well. Got my morning bonged and loaded, ready to rip it. Thank you for joining me, Eric. I'm going to then light this. Today's intention is uprising. Woo! I feel this is gonna be a spicy joy to smoke. Uprising? I feel that is the most hardcore of intentions we've set this entire year. Damn, what does that even mean? What does it mean that my intention is uprising? Am I gonna go and start a riot after the stream? No. I don't think so. Am I going to encourage you to riot? No, I don't think so either. But can I think about it? Yeah. Yeah. That we can do. We can think about it a little bit. You know, maybe prepare ourselves. Work out the logistics. Maybe. Or, please, like, do not take me seriously on any of this. Yeah, no. Trying to cover my tracks, making sure that I don't get like scrubbed from the internet somehow. Sending you the most positive of vibes, brother. Thank you so much, Luke. Sending you those vibes right back, friend. Has anyone told you that you look like Harry Styles? A little. I think that's the first time we've gotten Harry Styles. Thank you, friend. Yeah, but we've gotten a bunch of other ones. No one has told me that one just yet, Zach. Same, got my pipe ready for some wedding cake, just waiting on you, Melt. Oh, friends, thank you for joining me. Uprising. Uprising tastes weird, yo. Kind of tastes like dumpster fires. Not exactly. It's kind of like uncanny. You know the kind of smell you get of like burning plastic? Like there's this undertone, and I've smoked this bud so many times before, so I know what it tastes like. But now since I'm like talking about uprising while I'm smoking it, for some reason my mind goes to fires. Things burning. Creep alert. Oh, thank you, friend, for alerting our friends. I appreciate you. Edmund, hell yeah, Melties. Dude, Prob had to end it. He was so upset. Dogs benefit from CBD. I love the idea. You are so correct. I'm happy you're appreciating it, Luke. Gotta love a Jack Russell. She is such a spicy little character. Fortunately, I'm getting to the point where she knows the sounds I make means things like you know, it means stop doing what it is you're doing, because she can get feisty, you know. She really kind of goes for it when she bites you. So making sure that she knows that this random arbitrary sound means to stop doing that, it helps. I don't want to fight though, but I do want to uprise. You see, like I don't think we need to necessarily, and like I have that bias inside of myself as well, you know, thinking of burning things. You know, we don't necessarily have to do that. We can uprise peacefully as well. If we like just so genuinely, man, should I talk about these things? Very spicy in nature. If for instance, humanity, with the intention of making sure our corporate companies actually start paying taxes, for example, you know, Amazon, Apple, let's just take those two, you know, they didn't pay taxes because they're creating jobs. If all of their employees just made the conscious effort and the decision to be like, you know what, no, pay us fair salaries, pay taxes, or no, what are they going to do? Fire everyone? No. You understand what I mean? Human beings have all the power. We have all the power. We're just divided. And that's the thing. Being divided is the exact state in which people of power want human beings in. Because people divided aren't strong. And this is an analogy some of your friends have probably heard. But if you take 100 red ants and 100 like black ants, right? Just literally by the way they look, and you put them all in a jar together, they'll just kind of go about their business trying to find a way out. But if you shake that jar profusely and you toss them out on the ground, they start murdering each other. Literally will not stop until there is no more of the opposition to fight. Kill each other completely because they assume this like position that they were in, the jar, and then the shaking. It couldn't be their kind, you know, their kind, because their kind loves them and supports the same cause they do. So it has to be that other kind that was the one that caused this turn of events. But in reality, it's not either of their faults. It's the person who shook the jar. And our jar, our entire planet, is being shaken at the moment. It's being shaken by this Black Lives Matter movement. It's being shaken by the anti-vax versus the vaxxed. It's being shaken by the ultra rich versus the ultra poor. It's being shaken by so many things right now. And we should be looking at who are the ones shaking. Not looking to each other as enemies, but looking at who are the ones that are shaking our jar. You know? And it's a loaded thing to do, very much so. And I'm a little bit intimidated by it, but here we are. We're talking about these things. We're being aware of them. Who's to say the uprise can't be won? Knowledge and growth rather than violence. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think more like the fire analogy with inside of myself comes from like a burning down of like old paradigms. You know, old paradigms, old mindsets, old ways of living. Not necessarily burning things actually down. You know, burning buildings down is legit. You just kind of destroying capital. You could use that building for the housing of people, for business creation, for whatever, you know. Burning things down doesn't solve anything. But breaking things down, you know, these societal structures that we've set up. What's my intention for drinking water? Uprising. What goes well with uprising? Peace. Yee. Peace in uprising. Oh, yes, an uprising in areas that really count and matter. Not just another useless violent outburst. Exactly, Edmund. Estienne, try a doggy yelp when her teeth touch your skin. I know it may be silly, but she'll respond a little better. Like, I have it kind of down now. Like, she's getting better, at least. Like, I actually did take a lot of your advice, Eric, about the yelping, you know, and then backing away when she hurts me. And that, like, really kind of put her aback. Like, it confused her. Like, what's happening even? So, like, I did do what you asked me to do, friend, if you will. Your unsolicited advice, as you stated it in that stream. Small-minded, not smile. Plenty of people lacking their smiles too, lol, yeah? Edmund, I was just thinking, I wish more people were smile-minded. Man, smile-minded, not small-minded. I like that. That's really cool. That's really cool. Because I'm like legitimately thinking, if you're smile-minded instead of small-minded, instead of fighting someone's belief, someone's sexuality, someone's ideology, someone's theology, someone's political belief, you're smiling at it, right? You're not being small to it and then like trying to defend your like small ground that you're defending. You're just smiling towards that. Like, okay, I mean, you can believe what you want to believe. We don't necessarily have to agree upon that, but that doesn't mean we have to hate each other. Plenty of people lacking their smiles too. Yeah, that's true. Yes, violence is way too often the default response and usually accomplishes nothing. Exactly, friend. I do agree. Hey, Mammy, it's nice to see you as well. I'm melting in spirit with you all today. Meetings are in the way. I hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you so much. Yader. I appreciate you, friend, for joining us, even for a split second. Sending you all the vibes, dude. Sending you all the vibes. Man, your typos rubbed off on me in my last comment. I get it. Like, I still got most of it, at least. The dome accomplish. Jotting indeed. Hi again. Hi to you as well, friend. Thank you for joining us. I'll light up with you. What time is it there? 10:37 here. It is 46 minutes past 4 right now, in this exact moment, friend. Uprising and peace. I think those two have to go hand in hand as well. Especially. That's the only way. We can't be destructive in our uprising, because then we're going to leave a world for ourselves which we don't want to inherit, you know? You don't conquer a wasteland. You conquer a land of profit and abundance and prosperity. Our world is already that. what's happening to it is turning it into a wasteland. I love how Mel treats every comment and responds to them too. I love you, friends. Of course, this is how I have to do it. Like it's, I don't know if it's going to be sustainable. Maybe at some point we can have some sort of moderation where, like maybe the frequently asked questions like "Where are you now?" gets auto answered. Some of them, like, hey, no, you know what I'm talking about. We'll get there when we get there. 3:38 p.m. in Dublin. Is riot bad? I mean, yeah, rioting. Like my idea of rioting is people just losing their minds, carrying baseball bats and like destroying cars and just rampaging a city. So yeah, I think riot bad. But peaceful uprising or a silent protest, stonks. Where are you now, South Africa? Sorry, friend. Edmund, ever present in Melt streams. He is always such a blessing. I always love having him here. This is my happy place, ma'am. I love having out with all of you amazing people. And I appreciate you hanging out with us as well, Edmund. Like, you are genuinely such a blessed co-creator, my friend. Could y'all shine... Could y'all I shine everyone in the world collectively uprising simultaneously in demand of higher wages, not just a couple companies like Amazon? Exactly. So, like I mentioned Amazon, like first and foremost, because it would technically be possible for you to reach out to all of the Amazon employees. Like I think Amazon has something like 40,000 employees. 40,000 employees on the scale of like 8 billion people isn't that many. But as you said, like we could, as humanity, rise up and completely abstain from working until they make universal basic income a thing, for example, or at least supplement people's income, because minimum wage hasn't gone up and like inflation is rampant, especially so now. Man, it's not sustainable. That's the thing. Like, there is a critical point being reached where some people have so much that they would not, even if they try to, be able to spend all of that money in their lives, you know? And the fact that that is a reality is unacceptable. When you can be rediverting that amount of capital to making this world a better place, not just for yourself and for your own future generations, because that's technically the what's the word I'm looking for? The hook or the intention behind, gaining mass amounts of capital is, oh, I'm securing my family, the kids of my kids will still be secured. Yeah, sure. But I almost said something horrible. I wanted to say, fuck your kids of your kids. The entire planet, yo. The entire kids of the kids of our kids, if our kids of our kids, the entire planet is still you and your children, if you want to go at it from like a very drawn back perspective, 50,000 years down the line, how many kids of your kids would you have had? And how much of a better life experience would you have given them if you actually invested your capital into the planet instead of into your family matters? You wanna think large scale, not small. Small. I mean, three generations of human lives is small scale stuff thinking. And it's, I think, in that thinking that we are destroying our planet. Because, as long as I'm fine, and my kids are going to be fine, and their kids will be fine as well, then I've done my job, because I'm going to pass away, and I won't really know that much past that. And then in that mindset, we, like, burn fossil fuels, and we deforest so we can plant palm oils, and it's just, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And it's not us doing it, It's not the average person doing it. The people that are already billions or millions of dollars rich have the capital to do stuff like this. Destroy our planet to extreme scales. What a terrifyingly accurate analogy. I imagine every day, that guy. Thought, to be honest, I've tried. I'm growing tired of imagining. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should, dude. I think we should stay hopeful. Terrifyingly accurate analogy. We are those ants in the jar, and we've been fooled into fighting each other rather than collectively going after the jar shaker. I'm tired too, Edmund, but humans like us aren't abundant enough for us to rest. We are unique yet resilient. Don't forget how strong you are and how strong you are when you feel exhausted. Thank you so much for that beautiful message as well, Eric. And he sent it to Edmund, but I believe that message goes to every single one of you, friends. The reason we're here and the reason we're exploring these ideas and talking about these things is because we believe in something that is larger than ourselves, you know. And I like to think there are a lot more of us out there in the world. But if there's not a lot more of us out there in the world, then we have to be those out there in the world. You know, if you're seeing an abundant lack of good people in the world, be good people in the world. That's all we can really expect of ourselves. There's plenty more people like us. We're just lazy and waiting on someone else to do it. Tribe check. I mean, that's your opinion, but like, what exactly are we waiting for someone else to do it? Like, it's the problem is we have to reach billions of people, you know, in order to create some collective like end goal, understanding, vision within inside that collective consciousness. And when we have a collective vision is when we can realize things. It's dandy for me to say everyone on the planet just ceases to work until they implement a system where every human being is taken care of financially, and like they're housed and they have food, right? We can't do that. We have 10x more than enough money to do that for every single person on this planet, right? So if we take a stance and we're like, fuck you, we're not gonna fucking, work for our lives anymore. You're going to provide for us because we're the ones providing for you. And if you don't believe us, then we're gonna stop providing for you. And then we do that. And then their only recourse is to provide for us. Right? It's very easy for me to say that, and that's a realistic thing that we can do, and it would work. But how do I beam that understanding into every single mind on the planet? You see, that's the thing. We're not waiting for someone to do it. We're trying to do it. That's what we're busy doing, dude. And that's what we're busy doing. You're so right there, guy. Which is why it's up to us to preserve and spread our love and light until we are abundant enough. Absolutely. I feel that goes along with my point. Personally, I think the circumstance that lazy and tired could be interchangeable. That's a very good point as well, tech guy. Hey, Hefty Revenue, thank you for joining us. This guy from South Africa. And this guy's from South Africa, hands down. You're right, Splitter. I am from South Africa, in fact. For the exact reason, not a single human should be hungry or homeless. Exactly. Like, I mean, can we at least, agree on that? On a human level, people shouldn't go homeless and hungry. Like, there's literal billions of dollars that can just kind of be, moved around. Our country was like, oh, we need money. COVID's hectic, and, the World Relief Fund or whatever was like, oh, wait, dude, here, have $30 billion. That's what, that's the thing. Money is non-existent. It doesn't exist. It's literally something we made up. It's a unit of measurement. It's like centimeters, like inches. That's what money is, and we can give everyone a few inches so that they can move a little bit forward in life. We can give people enough inches to feed themselves, stay in a place. And then after they have that as their foundation, because quite literally human beings expect on a primal level to have a place to stay, to be safe, and to have something to eat, right? That is our primal needs. When our primal needs are met as human beings, is then that we thrive. Because then we're no longer obsessed with our lower chakric states, you can call it as well, our lower vibrational states of, I need to survive, I need to continue eating, I need to procreate, right? These baser states. Now it can be, I need to bring love and light into this world. I need to spend time living this life genuinely and authentically. I need to appreciate the people that I get to spend this time with, right? It's a complete different shifting in mindset, and that shifting of mindset is going to incur a world that is vastly different, radically different than it is we have right now. It looks beautiful where you are right now. Thank you, friend. This is Africa, at least a very small part of it. Oh, fucking kids. This is the worst mindset. So selfish to think of nothing but your immediate generations. Exactly. I mean, like, not just is it selfish, it is illogical. Because if you really think about your, like you said immediate, so technically your word is very fitting. But just if you think about your generations, you should be thinking of it on a much broader scale. You know, you should be giving to this planet because your children's children will be living on this planet. And like, just imagine how grateful we get to be because we get to live outside, you know. We get to experience the cool breezes. We get to look at trees and see birds fly around. Imagine, you know, the average temperature of the planet is 52 degrees Celsius. None of us are going to want to be outside. Fuck that. You know, most of our trees will die. Most of our wildlife will die. And then your kids of your kids never get to experience an outside life because of the selfishness that you kind of perpetuated to protect them. So they'll have, you know, mansions with air conditioning. Fantastic. They'll have entire like hydroponic systems that splits water with electricity to create oxygen for their houses. You think that's going to be a great existence, even if they have all of them in the world? No, no, stop. Just stop. Well, what about everyone else's kids? Why only look out for your own? Humans are social animals. We aren't meant to be separate ourselves like that. You're so right, Edmund. And it's because that's happening that there is a change in humanity happening right now. Hey Jovan, thank you for joining us, and thank you for the helpful Electro Bucks, and thank you for the silver. Styko, I appreciate you, friends. Free Palestine indeed, friend. Jovan. Hey Edmund, missing y'all. Missing all yous. I appreciate that as well. You're missed. Hey Jovan. There we go. Great point, Edmund. We always hear it takes a village to raise a child, but I think those who were saying it forgot what it really means to have an harmonious community. Exactly. I mean, if in your village you have people that are just beating your children, you know, profusely, or like shouting profanity at them when they pass them, then they're not exactly going to have the greatest upbringing. But if you're living in a harmonious community with each other, where you realize that children are going to be your future generations, and with the things that you say to your children, you're literally going to shape the people they become, and as a result, shape the world that they're going to create for themselves, and as a result, the world that they're going to create for all of us. And if people genuinely just realize that it's not even just that way with kids, it's that way with every single person in existence. Every single person in existence influences existence. And depending on how you choose to influence them, you're influencing your future as well. Literally. Work for our lives, another horrifyingly accurate statement. It's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. Hmm. Woo-wee. I mean, like I'm feeling kind of guilty for being like kind of triggered, but we did smoke a joint with the intention of uprising. So I mean, like, can I really blame myself for feeling the way I'm feeling right now? I don't think so. I think it's okay to be angry about things sometimes. It's not okay to harm others in your anger though. Even yourself. Not to have feelings of, you know, or imaginations of death or destruction. Because I'm becoming very aware. I'm angry, but I'm not hateful. I'm not hating these people because I understand, right? I understand why it is they're doing what they're doing. I'm fully aware. I just think it's very naive and small minded and selfish, you know. But maybe that is me judging. Yeah, freaking. It's hard living a good life, you know. That's something. Oh man, that I'm becoming very aware of as well. Living a good life isn't actually the easiest thing to do. Quite the contrary. I wonder why that is. I think it's because good energy, or at least positive energy, and this is something that Uncle Becky says all the time. He says it's fragile, you know. It's very easy to kind of knock someone down when they're feeling in a positive mood. And in that way, that positivity is fragile. Like if you see someone, and this is something that my family will do with me all the time, if you see someone walking into a room with a smile on their face, and you say something that is going to perturb them, you know, take that smile away from them. It's kind of easy to do that. And in that way, that negative energy is more almost solid in its standing. It's like a triangle, right? Like the bottom base of the triangle is the negative part. And then the peak of this triangle is the positive part. It's still cut in the half, but it like becomes all of this negative potential energy turns into this concentrated positive energy, right? This is just an analogy that I'm making. This is not how I think it works. Anyway, and as a result of that like concentrated nature of it, it's like easy to fall back into the less concentrated version of your personal emotion. And in that way, negativity is stable and always going to be almost the thing that we fall back upon. So it's going to be like a little bit of like an intention, a struggle, a forceful thing, even sometimes to get yourself to that place of concentrated energy, you know, focusing your intention and your will into something positive. Because even though that negative and positive energy can be visualized as this triangle, it is still going to be the same energy, you know, with inside of that triangle. So regardless of what you choose to do, whether it is you try and hurt someone or whether it is you try and like uplift someone, you're going to be creating from the same source. You're using the same energy. We benefit so much from all of the differences we all have while also being exactly the same. And it's something that needs to be celebrated and not feared. Exactly, Edmund. And I think, fortunately, we are doing that here. Your art is so inspiring. It is. She is absolutely fantastic. Like, I would like to see some more, actually. I would want to see some more from Toasty as well. Like, I think I've only seen 2 drawings by Toasty. Is that right? Might be. Like I think about Bongi and then about the melt the lion that he drew. I would love to see some more of his work as well. Love to see more of all of your work if you're willing to share with me. Illogical is such a better word. How is our species to last if we don't care for the future beyond our lifetime? I think that's the biggest obstacle we're facing is realizing our impermanence. And instead of taking that realization and being like, okay, then it doesn't really matter, and turning it into, okay, this is what matters. You know, it's impermanent. This is what matters. I agree with everything you're saying and with that guy's statement. It's just I unfortunately feel like there's been some type of movement like this throughout history as I know it, yet the rich has only gotten richer. The greedy has only gotten more fat, I'm guessing you're going to say. And I think there were riots come from peaceful protest turned deadly once the powers that be smart throwing their powers around. Desperation turns to anger. I hear you, friend. But the thing is, you know, we can technically protest by just staying home in that way, in the way that I mentioned. So we don't have to necessarily even do anything. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to exert ourselves or like take ourselves to a place outside of ourselves. So we're not in our normal environment in which things like, violence can happen. We can literally protest in this way by just staying home for a month. Imagine how much money people will lose. The people that have the most money, how much money they will lose if production just stops for 30 days. You know, we're not going to lose that much. There's going to be like mass pandemonia. People that are, extremely underweight, I hope they have enough food and stuff. People that are overweight, I mean, it's pretty easy to go without food for the last 2 weeks of a month or something. But people will lose their minds, right? There will be a complete losing of minds of these people. And if the only request is that you take care of everyone, and we'll go back to how things were, if you will. We'll go back to producing for the sake of, maybe furthering our financial freedom, be it for our like children's college tuition or something like that, which I also believe schools should be free. Yes, another topic. We'll get into that other stream. Okay. You're so kind. Inspiration derived from inspiration. There we go. Absolutely. Tribe. All the more reason for us to not give up. Imagine how much worse things could get if we let the rich get away with it. There's no $1 million answer how, but we have to keep trying for the greater good. I agree as well, Tech Guy. And that's why we're showing up, friend. I think, more than anything, just showing up for the things that we believe in is what's most important. Salty. Melt would be a great 6th grade teacher. Yeah, I used to teach 6th graders as well, friend, when I was in China. So I do think of myself as a good 6th grade teacher because they're just kind of clever enough to have cool conversations and also naive enough to have a lot to learn, So, yeah, I really enjoy talking to kids that age. If they're receptive to being talked to, they have to have some sort of respect and listening, because that's also something that you're facing with like 7th graders. Ooh, can't tell them anything. Why would you feel uprising? I'll cheers to that. Cheers to that, Jovan. I thought you would, friend. I thought you would. You're pretty punk yourself. Why would you feel guilty for being upset at the things that harm our existence? I'm not feeling guilty. I'm just, again, I'm becoming aware that it's easy to be angry about things, and it's less easy to still love those people regardless of the things that they're doing. And it's not me feeling guilty, but me just making myself aware of that contrast in my own feeling. And I'm like, you know what? Loving these people and wishing them wisdom and understanding and empathy and, common human decency, and doing that from a place of love instead of being hateful towards them, being judgmental of them, being in fear of them. It's just me trying to balance if inside of myself the way that I want to be spending my energy. I love this point, Tribe. This is why I personally argue the value in free will. As much as we think, we have none sometimes. It is up to us to not repeat history, or at least try and learn. Yeah. Like the thing is as well, the history that we're fed is like catered. It's very catered. History is written by the people that win at the end of the day. So, the people that lost is always going to be the evil ones. What would the rich do if the poor, working class became self-sustaining? They would cease to exist, Jovan. That's the thing. Because it's like so you can, and it's been happening for like thousands of years. In the ages of kings and lords, lords would, own a lot of property, farms, and then they would have peasants that work the farms. And like where the lords would still get taxed by the king, they would uh, like they would be like complaining about that. And the peasants would be like, "Oh, we don't want our lords to get taxed because that would mean there's less money for us," you know. And yeah, I mean, you can take that point how you want to. We can't continue doing that. Uh, there is nothing wrong with being angry. It's another way of showing passion. Absolutely, Mr. Smitey. You're so right, friend. I'm just, yeah, the self awareness begets self awareness of what I'm trying to, beget. And then it's a loop, feeds into itself. Living a good life is hard. Living a bad life is also hard. Life is just hard, but nothing worthwhile should be too easy, right? That's so true as well, Edmund. And I do genuinely believe that about our reality as well. Being angry and acting out of anger are different things, though. It is a very fine line that I don't think we've figured out exactly how to tiptoe on. Unfortunately, that is true. Like I think a lot of our like primal humanity tends towards, the violent side of things, because that is like kind of how we got to the point where we are at right now. We had to violently defend ourselves versus other tribe members or wild animals, because we were like fighting for resources, because we were literally picking fruits and digging roots and hunting wildlife in the immediate area that we were in. So if there is another like group of people like us, that means there's literally half the amount of food. So we can't sustain half our village because there's other villages now close by. So by defending ourselves and fighting these other deities off, now there's, enough food for us. But we've solved the food crisis. We're like there's tons, like hundreds of metric tons of food going to waste in most major cities. So we've already solved our food crisis, and our resources crisis. And our housing crisis is like we have more than enough houses to house everyone on the planet. We can do that as well. But the thing is that there is this complete disconnect. Yeah. We're not we're not tribesmen anymore. We're not living in the wild. We're a civilization. But we're not a very good one at the moment. And if we're going to ascend into like a spacefaring civilization, we have to kind of take care of shit here first, Otherwise, the alien's gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why are they doing that?" Dum 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 dum. The geese get me every time. The geese? I don't think those are geese. I don't know if you're hearing those. Those are those blackbirds. Man, they're really loud, actually. They're really going at it. Sounds like geese and goats fighting. We don't have any goats, so I'm not sure about that. Just like that, they're gone. Now back to regular scheduled programming. I thought I heard goats too. There are some cows, probably. Sounds like geese and goats are creating pandemonium. I've genuinely just glazed over the sounds that you hear. Like I didn't actually pick that up at all. Yeah, Siobhan, it's happening already right now. There are 10 million job vacancies in service and retail sectors in the US. The poor are uprising. Yeah, stonks, dude. Stonks. People aren't gonna work for what they're not worth, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Let's also stop impulsively buying stuff we don't need. If we could revitalize who we're funding and supporting and stop working for monsters. Exactly. Like, and I've been thinking about that as well a lot, Jovan. You know, especially like I've been thinking about the manifestation of like an abundant life for myself and for my family as well. And for me, genuine abundance means having the capital to be able to support my friends, when it is they create something. And like the first time I've ever been able to do something like that was when I returned from China and I had some capital left after like getting myself what I needed with what it regards to tools to create. And I could support this friend after he spent a year of his life creating this painting, and being able to do something like that, being able to take the money that I've earned for myself and give it to a friend because he did something that was like a genuine like soul project, and he knew in doing this soul project that there would be an outcome, like he knew but he didn't know. Like every stroke he put down and buying that size canvas cost him an initial like input cost, and then with every brush stroke there was this like uncertainty in himself whether or not he'll be able to sell this piece for what he thinks it's worth, right? And being able to like create for himself like a larger portfolio of the things that he's capable of, and to be able to support himself in doing something like that as well. And then for me to be able to do that for him, to invest in his future, to like genuinely say to this person, what you're doing is the thing you should be doing, and here's proof, right? And like the craziest part about it, he basically made public that this painting is available at 10 a.m. By 2 p.m., I have already paid for the painting. Yeah, like if just imagine what you go through as a creator. If you've created this piece, you've spent an entire year of your life creating this piece. You tell the world, here it is. You sell it the same day. You sell it 4 hours after you've told the world about it. Like, man, just imagining what that must feel like absolutely invigorates me. Being able to support friends is the best thing ever. I will die on a hill defending a trade-based economy over currency, Jovan. Man. I'm not sure if it's completely possible, Edmund. Like, I genuinely want it to be that way as well, but I'm not sure it's possible. Just because there's so many people right now living in cities, and living in cities, there's only so much you can create in your like space. So I think it would be difficult for everyone. Like it would be, again, there would be a divide and a separation in people that have things to trade versus other people that have nothing to trade. So it's going to be, again, a rich versus poor thing. So I'm not sure if that is the right way to do it. Finished my stream analytics scraper. I'm so happy to hear that, Simon. So Simon is taking a little bit of a day off, and he told us that he's going to get this done. I'm so happy that you did. So, do you want to tell us about it? Because now I'm really curious, actually. You were angry about the things happening and the reasons they are happening, but not necessarily as much as the people committing the acts. Okay, yeah, that is true as well, actually. So, and that the fact that you've now framed it in that way, I feel I do agree with what you're saying. So I feel less judging of myself, which I shouldn't be doing in the first place, for feeling judgmental about these things that are being done, if you will. If I want to make it public tool for everyone, I'll have a lot of work, however, might not do that. So, would you be able to give that like script, if you will, to someone else? So like this like data scraper tool or stream analytics scraper tool, is it like basically something that's going to catch your like upvote, comments, view count, ratios, and then put it for you into like a spreadsheet or something like that? I'm not exactly sure what you want to do with it. Do feel free to tell me. Hey Nate, I'm here late. But better late than never. Eternal blessings to all. Thank you so much for your energy, friend. I appreciate that so much. And eternal blessings to you as well. You're not late. You're here exactly when you needed to be. We had some pretty spicy chats. Our intention for today was uprising. So we've been talking about the state of the world and how we could potentially change that. Like retrieve anger, and the way it is wielded is a fine line. I cannot ever be used to bring a real change. Yes, true, Mr. Smitey. Rick and Morty are showing people to not take life too seriously. Universal basic income. Yeah, UBI. Uh, I think in a lot of ways it is. It's kind of broadening people's perspective about the infinite nature of our reality. You know, because in an infinite reality, or at least a reality in which, like, if you just look at the scale of our universe and what infinite means, technically all of those things are possible. Like the whole Rick and Morty series actually happened. You can go as far as to say actually exists out there in the universe somewhere. That's how trippy infinity is. And introducing people to ideas of infinity is, I think, greatly beneficial. Just because it broadens your own perspective about what your life and what your reality should be. Awesome. You are too, Ventisai. Hey brother, hey Sacred Field, it's nice of you to join us, friend. It's been a while. I'm on board with the trade-based society. Trades also involve skills and services, not just goods. Okay, that is also true. Ah. Ooh, wait. Man, that's nice. Stretching a little bit is exactly where jumper. It's also true. So, like the real thing, I think you can do both. Is the thing. Trade-based society, on top of having a decentralized currency like Dogecoin. Go Dogecoin to the moon. Whoop whoop. The currency of the millennials, an actual meme. An actual meme as our currency, I'm on board. Because it's literally trying to be the opposite of what money has been. Because in a cryptocurrency, it would be very efficient and possible to create universal basic income. We're in this together. Yes, we are, absolutely. Melt Lord, morning melt. Wake and bake with coffee over here. That sounds blissful, friend. What are you smoking on? Sending a little love to you all and beautiful melting souls. Thank you, gooey sunshine. Christine, right? I appreciate you being here with us, friend. Going to go and eat tacos. Peace, friend. It is Taco Tuesday, I guess. I hope you enjoy it, friend. Have a good one. Yes, if not trade-based, let's just have cannabis-based economy. Everyone can grow a couple of plants in their closet, and there are so many ways the plant can be used. That's actually true. That is actually true. Because on top of that, you could quite literally use the cannabis plant for textiles. You can use it for papers. You can use it for concretes. You can use it for smoking. You can use it as a antibacterial soap. There's an infinite amount of applications for the cannabis plant. And if it wasn't for prohibition of the cannabis plant, in the early 1900s, our world could have been drastically different. Drastically different. I can picture it now. It will be so beautiful, friend. Doge, a sacred field. I hit a note, dong. Hempcrete, fuel, supplements, medicine, so many possibilities. It is really an actual wonder plant. Also, T-Mobile's Tuesday. If you have T-Mobile, don't forget your freebies. What does T-Mobile give you? Some extra data or minutes or something? Yo, imagine if the uprise was youngsters trolling elites with meme trolling currency. I'm really imagining it, Jovan. Really imagining it. All the way of imagining it. Is that a green screen? Yep. Best green screen in the game, friend. Check this. Look at it differentiate between my individual hairs. It renders them. Look. And then differentiate where the light shines through. Ultra stonks rendering machine, dude. The best green screen in the game. Used to have T-Mobile, but doesn't work in my area. That's unfortunate, friend. Our cell phone providers are atrocious here, unfortunately. And it's so bad that if our area power gets turned off, they kind of just let the cell phone towers die as well. So for 2 hours in a day, you just don't have cell phone service or electricity. Good, good time not to get into any trouble. Don't get hurt in that 2 hours. Can't call for help. Yo, is that a yeah, already one as well? It's actually a blue screen, more sophisticated. Yes, twists mustache. Yes, my blue screen. Pretty badass, not gonna lie. I love you, friend. I hope you know that I'm full of shit. Just a little bit. I'm joking. But if you really want to think about it, this universe that we're living a part of is, and our place in it could be the ultimate green screen. You know, it could be all an illusion. Could be. Not saying it is, but quite literally, these hairs on my like there's literal machinery that 3D prints my hair out of my scalp, right? And then it just like kind of turns out in this way, and it just is there all the time in its complexity. Same thing goes for your entire being. You're mostly bacterial cells. Like you're literally almost like I think between 20 and 10% human cells, and also not the same amount of cells or not the same collection of cells that you were 10 years ago. So, are any of us still ourselves? Are any of us any type of self? No, we're all just infinite awareness experiencing individual awarenesses of that awareness, that infinite awareness, if you will, right? Our minds filtering the all mind. 10 cents off per gallon of gas every week. A Pride drinking tumbler today. Free magazine subscription. Photos, lots of random wonky things. That's pretty sick, actually. The 10 cents per gallon off sounds like stonks to me, actually. Yeah, exactly. I posted an image of my monthly stats on the Sweat and the S&S, Sweat and Smiles Discord, of course. In general, nice little chart, very useful. I gotta run again though, to the dentist. Have a good time, friend. I mean, as good of a time as you can have at the dentist. I wish you all of the luck. Like I feel for myself, like I'm not too concerned about the statistics of it. Like if anything, like if I want to market myself or if I want to appeal to some sort of like advertiser, then I guess statistics would be useful. But I don't really attach that much value. I literally don't know how many people are watching for most of the stream because the Reddit app doesn't show you how many people are watching. It like kind of snapshots how many people are watching when you open the chat window, and then it just kind of stays with that. So, to my mind, 12 people have been watching this whole time. And if it like sometimes I'll open it when there's only 3 people watching, and I'll be completely okay talking to only 3 people because it doesn't matter how many people are watching. It matters what it is that's being said. The screen is so good. It's actually taking while streaming. Yeah, this whole time, dude. On the toilet, I have like my movie theater screen there. I have like 6 speakers that is like being cancelled out, so I'm like listening to vibes, but I don't get copyright strike. How ridiculous can we go with it? I have a functionality that tunes down the brightness of my green screen while also tuning up the brightness of the light that it is shining on my face to give it an ultra realistic. Like now I'm just being full of it. I can't go anymore. Man, it's good to be back to these streams. The noggin loves this jogging. And see you, Simon. Get them pearly whites all purdy. There we go. I appreciate you being here as well, Jovan. It really does feel like it's mental gymnastics that we're up to sometimes. Genuinely equipping ourselves to think things, you know. Try and think things. I was just thinking the same thing, Jovan. I miss the streams while I'm away, but once I come back, I realize just how much I really missed it. You flatter me, Edmund. I'm so happy to have you here as always, friend. Like genuinely, it's just so much fun, right? Just like creating with one another, being able to share in each other's understandings of things, how we see the world, how we feel about things. 28 here now. 28 degrees Celsius. It's kind of nice weather. Speaking of dentists and teeth, today I learned in the colonial America that it was common for husbands to give a wife dentures because of the overuse of sugar in their diet. They lost their teeth. Yassi, dude, that's kind of a yikes. It's just like, man, I love my wife so much. I'm gonna get her a pair of teeth because she lost hers eating all of that sugar. But that sugar was so good, though. Ooh, man. I mean, like if you literally see like the people around you losing their teeth because of this thing that they're eating, maybe don't. Just maybe, and then or brush your teeth at least. Oh, we're vibing on the same wavelength, ESPN, absolutely. As an engagement gift. As an engagement gift! Oh, that's even worse. Like, I'm imagining you being with your wife for like 20 years, and then in the 20 years that you're with her, she's just like chugging sugar and she's losing her teeth. And then you give her teeth again. But if you're getting engaged to her and she's already lost her teeth, I mean, that was an experience. I'm very happy that we don't have to experience that reality, but that was, I'm sure, an experience and a half. I have no clue what's going on, but hello. Hello to you, friend. I mean, do we ever have any clue what's going on? Really? Really, really? Do we have any clue? We're literally surrounding a burning ball of gas, dude. That is now subsiding. But it is also rising in other parts of the world. You get to spend some like day in the sun. I'm gonna go to bed. We're literally flying through space at like thousands of kilometers per hour. If the Earth were to pass us in the size of like a baseball, probably rip our skin off with the amount of sheer force it passes us with, And yet, we kind of have this sense of stability and this sense of calmness to all of this, but it's an illusion. It's like it's so whack. It's so whack if you really think about the scale of our universe and what's happening to us. Like literally flying through space, so fast. And here we are, like, oh man, I can't believe so and so said this thing to me. What do you mean so and so said thing to you? We're flying through space. We're flying through space, dude. Stop worrying about so and so. Oh, I love those ESPNs. ESPN. I like it. To me, ESPN sounds like, for some reason, a sport channel. I don't know what the acronym means. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm coming up blanks. Love the trivial stuff. It's almost like our bodies are like, hey, maybe we shouldn't eat sugar. Maybe like spiking our insulin over and over again. That only like subsides after we've absorbed all of the sugar molecules, creating a state in ourselves in which we crave more sugar again. Isn't that great? A toxic cycle that allows you or encourages you to continue consuming sugar over and over again, never really satiates you, actually makes you more hungry 2 hours down the line, spikes your ghrelin levels again. Maybe don't. maybe calm down on that. In colonial times, sugar was sometimes 70% of their calories. Goodness. 70% of the calories. Like, I'm trying to visualize what that actually looks like in sugar. Like just a cup, this cup full of sugar a day. You just kind of going at it. Doesn't anyone really know what's going on? There we go. Yeah, I'm happy you're on the same wavelength, Joe. Literally on the same wavelength. I said it first. No, you didn't. We said it at the exact same time. The thought came. We just read it at the different paces. You saw his first. You saw his comment first, and then I got to see it. We went into the same moment, and thought the same thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. I'm taking this course on the history of food cultures in the world throughout time. Really interesting stuff. That sounds really cool, friend. Are you actually learning how to cook these dishes as well? Like, you get to experience some of those food cultures? I do hope so. Do you like to travel? What places would you like to visit? I do enjoy traveling. I've not traveled that much in my life, but that is going to change throughout this journey that we're on now, friends. I'm taking you friends with me. As soon as the world is in a state that traveling is a thing again, and I can have an internet connection that is unceasing no matter where I go in the world, then I'm gonna start going places in the world, friends. Literally to the most beautiful and the most unseen and the most just, fantastic places in this world. Perspectives. I look forward to seeing it with you, friends. It sounds amazing, Sagerfield. It really does. ESPN is a sports channel. ESP is the actual relevant term. Okay, so I'm not missing something. I'm just like I'm trying to figure out how like wavelengths. I mean, maybe it's like because it's a channel, like you're literally tuning into the ESPN channel, and like that's the analogy. I'm guessing. I'm not trying to apply too much logic to this problem. Yes, it is. Learning a lot about how each culture has contributed to our different cultures in our boiling pot of cultures here in America. Akeri, uh, America. I'm guessing you say, yeah, America and throughout. I hear you, friend. I think it's just awesome to look into the cultures of other beings as well. Like you can learn so much about why it is you enjoy the things that you enjoy by looking into the cultures of other beings as well. It's a great resource in learning things about yourself. Friends, I appreciate you sharing this space with me today. I'm gonna say goodbye, but I do look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Oh, sorry. We were just joking and calling ESP ESPN. I get you. Thank you, friends. I love you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow.